Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your heart pounding as you face an unrelenting barrage of criticism, failure, and chaos. Picture the world throwing its worst at you, every insult, every setback, every unexpected blow, and yet, through it, all you stand untouched, as calm and powerful as a mountain in the storm. What if you could transform that raw, overwhelming energy into a force that not only shields you from emotional turmoil, but turns every challenge into a stepping stone toward greatness? Today, we're diving into the very core of Stoic wisdom to reveal the 7 powerful strategies that can make your emotional control unbreakable. This isn't about masking your feelings or running from pain, it's about harnessing the power of your mind to decide your fate. Welcome to 7 Stoic Strategies for Unshakable Emotional Control. Let's break free from the grip of uncontrolled emotions and claim the inner strength that is rightfully yours. Strategy: recognize your emotional triggers. The first step toward mastering your emotions is understanding what sets them off. Too often we live on autopilot, reacting instinctively to every perceived slight or setback. These triggers, whether a harsh comment, an unexpected failure, or a lingering memory, can hijack our mood and send us spiraling into frustration and self-doubt. The Stoics teach that awareness is the gateway to control. Start by asking yourself, what specific situations ignite intense emotions in me? Observe the patterns in your reactions without judgment. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly you see the obstacles clearly. Write them down, reflect on why they affect you, and recognize that these triggers are not immutable facts but perceptions you can change. When you identify them, you begin to reclaim power over your internal state. Every time you catch yourself reacting impulsively, pause and say, "I see this trigger now. I am aware." This simple act is a profound victory. By recognizing your emotional triggers, you strip them of their power, setting the stage for deeper control and resilience. Strategy 2. Cultivate cognitive distancing. Once you've identified your emotional triggers, the next essential strategy is to create a mental buffer technique known as cognitive distancing. Instead of being swept away by immediate reactions, learn to step back and observe your thoughts, as if you were an outsider. When a triggering event occurs, pause, breathe, and watch your mind at work. Ask yourself, am I exaggerating the impact of this event? Is this feeling truly proportional to what happened? By distancing yourself, you gain a clearer, more rational perspective that allows you to choose your response rather than being controlled by raw emotion. This technique transforms a potentially overwhelming situation into a manageable challenge. Imagine it as viewing a heated argument from a distance, where the emotions become data points rather than unbearable burdens. Over time, cognitive distancing becomes second nature, enabling you to face even the most intense provocations with calm deliberation. It's a powerful practice that empowers you to turn each moment of emotional turbulence into an opportunity to reinforce your inner strength. With every instance of cognitive distancing, you build a robust mental barrier that renders the chaos outside impotent. Your focus remains solely on what you can control, and nothing external can disturb your inner peace. Strategy 3. Embrace voluntary discomfort to forge resilience. Imagine willingly stepping into discomfort every day, not as a punishment, but as a deliberate act of strength. While most of us seek refuge in comfort, the Stoics understood that true growth lies beyond the boundaries of ease. Voluntary discomfort is about intentionally exposing yourself to minor hardships in order to build the fortitude needed to face life's unpredictable challenges. Picture taking a cold shower on a frigid morning, skipping a meal to feel hunger's reminder of life's impermanence, or even deliberately enduring a challenging workout that pushes you beyond your limits. Each of these acts may seem trivial, but collectively they serve as a powerful training ground for your mind and body. The idea is simple. By embracing small discomforts, you learn that you are capable of enduring hardship without losing control. This habit transforms fear into familiarity and panic into perseverance. When you subject yourself to controlled adversity, you essentially inoculate your mind against the shock of real, unexpected challenges. The Stoics believed that hardship is the fire in which true character is forged. Every time you voluntarily confront discomfort, you strengthen your resolve and train your inner self to remain steady under pressure. Think about it like a mental workout. Each act of discomfort is a rep that builds your emotional muscle. Over time, these practices not only desensitize you to minor setbacks, but also recalibrate your perspective, teaching you that you can endure and overcome. This is not about seeking suffering for its own sake. It's about realizing that the only way to prepare for life's inevitable storms is to learn to dance in the rain. Embracing voluntary discomfort turns the tables. Instead of fearing pain, you begin to see it as an opportunity for growth, a challenge to rise above, and a catalyst for unlocking your inner strength. The more you practice, the more resilient you become until discomfort becomes a familiar, even welcome companion on your journey to mastery. Strategy 4. Harness the dichotomy of control to own your reactions. Now, let's shift to one of the most potent Stoic teachings, the dichotomy of control. This principle declares that while you cannot control what happens in the world around you, you always have control over your own thoughts, actions, and reactions. In a world full of chaos and unpredictability, clinging to the illusion that you can influence external events only leads to frustration and anxiety. Instead, the Stoics teach us to invest our energy exclusively in what we can control our inner world. Imagine a situation where everything seems to be spiraling out of your hands. A critical project at work derailed by unforeseen circumstances. A personal relationship marred by misunderstandings, or even a global event that upends your routine. In such moments, many would feel overwhelmed, their emotions running rampant. But if you embrace the dichotomy of control, you recognize that while you cannot command every external factor, you can always decide how to respond. This shift in mindset is liberating. It means that the power to shape your reality lies not in the events themselves, but in your reaction to them. Practically speaking, this strategy requires you to pause whenever adversity strikes. Instead of immediately succumbing to anger or despair, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what part of this situation is truly within my control? By focusing on that, you eliminate the futile struggle against the uncontrollable. Over time, this practice transforms your responses from impulsive to deliberate, building a steady foundation of mental fortitude. Your emotions become like waves, on the ocean powerful, yet you learn to surf them with ease rather than being submerged by them. Moreover, adopting the dichotomy of control enables you to let go of regret, worry, and frustration. It frees you from the relentless cycle of attempting to control the uncontrollable. Instead, you channel your energy into actions that make a difference. This not only enhances your productivity and creativity, but also solidifies your inner peace. With each conscious decision to focus on your own reactions, you reinforce your sovereignty over your mind, turning every setback into a reminder of your true power. Strategy 5. Detach from external validation. Imagine waking up each day free from the constant need for others' approval, a state where your self-worth is determined solely by your inner standards rather than the fluctuating opinions of the world. In our modern society, where social media likes and public praise can dictate our mood, the Stoic practice of detaching from external validation is nothing short of revolutionary. This strategy calls for you to train your mind to find satisfaction and strength from within. Rather than allowing external criticism to puncture your confidence, learn to view such feedback as transient noise, a mere echo of others' insecurities. When you detach, you create an internal sanctuary where your true value is measured by your actions, integrity, and commitment to personal growth. This is not about isolating yourself from society, it's about cultivating a resilient inner core that remains unshaken even in the face of harsh judgments. Picture a mighty oak that stands tall in the wind, its roots deep and unyielding. That is the image of a mind liberated from the need for validation. Each time you resist the urge to seek approval, you reclaim power over your emotions and reinforce your autonomy. This detachment empowers you to pursue your goals without the distraction of external expectations, turning every critique into an opportunity for self-improvement rather than a source of distress. Strategy 6. Convert opposition into fuel for growth. Every insult, every dismissive remark, every attempt by an adversary to undermine your confidence carries with it a hidden opportunity. Instead of allowing hostile energy to consume you, transform it into fuel for personal evolution. This strategy is about taking the negative energy generated by opposition and redirecting it into a constructive force. When someone tries to tear you down, challenge yourself to see it as a catalyst for growth rather than a personal failure. Begin by objectively analyzing the criticism. Ask yourself, is there a grain of truth here that I can use to improve? Often, what seems like a personal attack may contain valuable feedback if viewed through the lens of self-improvement. This reframing process not only diminishes the emotional sting of the attack, but also empowers you to convert adversity into actionable insight. Let each negative encounter become a lesson, a stepping stone that sharpens your mental resolve and hones your skills. By transforming opposition into a trigger for self-development, you reclaim control over your narrative. Your enemy's attempts to destabilize you inadvertently become the very tools that build your resilience, as every challenge is met with a renewed determination to excel. In this way, what was once a source of hurt transforms into a powerful engine for progress, enabling you to evolve into an even more formidable version of yourself. Strategy 7. Embrace the power of unyielding silence. In a world that often values noise over substance, there is unparalleled strength in the art of silence. When provoked, many instinctively react with words or actions that can escalate conflict. However, the Stoics knew that sometimes the most decisive response is to remain silent. Unyielding silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a deliberate, calculated act of self-mastery. Picture this. Your enemy hurls a barrage of insults expecting you to retaliate. Instead, you pause, your face serene, your mind centered. That silence speaks volumes. It communicates that you are in control, that you refuse to be drawn into the chaotic dance of emotions. This strategy requires you to build a mental discipline so robust that external provocations barely register. The power of silence lies in its ability to diffuse tension and force your adversary to confront the emptiness of their own aggression. It is a shield that preserves your inner peace and a sword that cuts through the noise of baseless criticism. Each moment of controlled silence is a testament to your resilience. It says, "I am not defined by your words." Over time, this habit not only preserves your energy, but also projects an aura of unshakable authority, discouraging further attempts at provocation. Now that you've explored the 7 Stoic strategies for unshakable emotional control, it's time to consolidate these insights and recognize the profound transformation that awaits you. By mastering your emotions, you don't simply react. To the world, you shape your destiny. Imagine a life where every setback is not a defeat but a stepping stone, every harsh word a catalyst for growth, and every moment of silence a testament to your inner strength. This is not a distant dream. It is a reality that you can craft with deliberate, disciplined practice. Reflect on what we've covered. First, you learn to recognize your emotional triggers, shining a light on those hidden forces that have long held you captive. Then you discovered the power of cognitive distancing, stepping back from the heat of the moment to observe your thoughts with clarity and objectivity. Next, you embraced voluntary discomfort, intentionally exposing yourself to minor hardships to build resilience and reframe fear as a familiar companion, rather than a crippling force. You also learned to detach from the need for external validation, forging an inner sanctuary where your self-worth is derived solely from your own values and actions. Moreover, you transformed opposition into fuel for personal growth, converting every negative encounter into an opportunity to sharpen your resolve. Finally, you harness the power of unyielding silence, a potent strategy that diffuses provocation and leaves your enemies powerless. And you preemptively controlled your responses by focusing on what lies within your power. Each of these practices is a building block, forming the foundation of an unbreakable minder mind that refuses to be swayed by the whims of fate or the clamor of external chaos. This is the Stoic truth. The world may be filled with uncertainty, pain and conflict, but the only true domain of freedom is your inner world. When you seize control of your perception and choose how to react, you transform life's inevitable storms into moments of clarity and growth. The journey to mastering your emotions is not an overnight endeavor. It's a lifelong commitment to self-improvement, a daily battle against complacency, and a celebration of the human spirit's capacity for resilience. Now, as you stand at this crossroads, remember that every moment offers you a choice. You can allow the chaos of the outside world to dictate your mood, or you can decide to cultivate an inner fortress that no force can breach. The power to shape your reality, to transform adversity into advantage, lies solely in your hands. It is within you to build a life defined not by reaction, but by deliberate, thoughtful action. When you embrace these 7 Stoic strategies, you're not just surviving, you're thriving, turning every challenge into an opportunity to reaffirm your inner strength. If you're ready to embark on this journey of transformation, start today. Commit to these practices, integrate them into your daily routine, and watch as your mind becomes a wellspring of calm in a turbulent world. I invite you to share your experiences. Tell us in the comments which strategy resonates most with you and how you plan to implement it in your life. Every like, comment, and share not only helps you stay accountable, but also spreads the timeless wisdom of Stoicism to others seeking a path to resilience. Remember, true power is not found in the absence of struggle, but in the ability to rise above it with grace and unwavering determination. Stand tall, remain resolute, and let your inner light shine through every storm. Thank you for watching, and if this message has sparked a change in your mindset, please subscribe to join our community of unbreakable minds. Together, we will master our emotions, embrace life's challenges, and create a legacy of strength that transcends the chaos of the external world. Stay inspired, stay resilient, and above all, stay stoic.